Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Extremely busy day today. Messing around with so many projects. It's unbelievable. So, this is the last acquisition I just got maybe 2 hours ago. Neighborhood scrapper, he had initially come by earlier today with this. I did a video on this one. This is a TB 130. I had oiled up the recoil. We got this thing to fire off with Happy Juice, no filter in this thing. TB 130. I haven't researched the model year yet, but it's rooted in America, so it should be a good one. So he swung back by. His trailer was stacked to the gills, and he had this at the very top. So he went to reach to grab it. I ran over to help him, but these are lightweight. He already had it on the ground by the time I got there. So I just looked at it real quick, saw it was complete. I ran in the house to get him a bottle of water and a $20 bill. So I paid him, and he he took off. So looks like he had a good day driving around. He had a lot of scrap metal on his truck. So in between, Cuban scrapper that I don't understand him, but he keeps talking to me. Maybe I understand 1 out of 10 words. So what I understood he wanted was he was going to give me these two Echo machines. One's an edger and one's a weed eater. Both missing air filter covers. So I gave him $10 for these. Maybe I'll get to them someday, but I figured for that brand, I would mess with them. SRM225, PE225. So what the deal with this is, the rest of the plastic for the handle's gone. Safety switches here, and this goes to one of them. Not sure which one. Probably this one. Something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't care. But what I understood he wanted is said he wanted me to fix this for him. So I pulled it over. It had compression. I had the valve on and it was leaking gas from the bowl. So he said next weekend. So hopefully I can get this thing up and at him for him. If it's not too big of a job, I won't charge him. 2006 it looks like. So I got my work ahead of me. I dug out these two Hondas. I was going to mess with these. And then all this other junk showed up. So I didn't really get far on these. These were both, I think one I bought off the street and one was a scrapper find. So let's look at this baby 20 MTD. Hopefully it's as nice as this one here, the 2016 that we went through, did deck work on. Right away you see Mr. Rat. I brought him out because you see the gnaw marks, see the squirrel or rat. No fuel in it. Notice the wheels are in the middle position. I'll bring those down to the bottom hole. More deck height. Oh, this is a 2016, so now I got two 2016s. This one's seen a little more action than the other one. So let's look this thing over. It's got oil in it, don't look too bad. he seems to be bringing me stuff where I'm confident I'm giving him $20. He seems to be motivated to bring me stuff at 20, so I'm going to keep that price going. I think there was a couple of times I didn't pay him 20. Oh, new air filter. So this thing not running, somebody finally decided to try to get it to run by doing some maintenance. But the real issue with this thing, I was excited to show you. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. This is a Walt Disney World special. I saw this after he left. There's no bail bar. So somebody's rigged up a bar here with like a pivot point, nut and bolt kind of thing. There's a picture frame hanger doohickey holding the Z-bend from going through this hole. You've got a piece of metal here with various holes. So this is the bar hold down. You move this like this, and if you want to kill the machine, you let the bar go back. Pretty good, huh? I've never seen anything like that before. I think this guy was a mechanical engineer. He's got this thing jimmied up to do almost anything. It looks like it's all junk metal kind of stuff. So I'm sure in my travels, in my section of junk mowers, I got a bail bar for this. We're going to get rid of this slice and dice setup. But it's functional. Pull down on this, bring your little zippy up to hold tension on the cable, and voila, you can start the unit. Pretty good, huh? What do we got? We got the 11 Alpha dash 02 Bravo Tango 729. Okay, so it is a T. On the other one, it looked like a 1 because the printing was off. The part of the top of the T was on that line. Serial 1 Frank 06 7 Kilo 11952. Beautiful Cleveland, Ohio with global components. So we got Tango 729. Oh, this is a little different. Tango 706 on this one. 706. The last 3 digits. Okay, let me get my tripod. We're going to put you on it. I'm going to flip it on its side. It's got a blade. When he had it on the ground from unloading it, I just took a quick gander at the underside. Just wanted to make sure there was a blade. No blade gives you the indication maybe somebody hit something and sheared the keyway and just didn't put it back together again. Blades in not too bad a shape. Square, it's just dull. Smoother than a baby's bottom. So yeah, if we can get this thing to kick off without any issue. You know, since the tank was empty, I'm gonna put gas in it just to see. We may have to happy juice it, but what the heck. This non-ethanol, it's only 4 something a gallon. I'll put a drink in here. Just cover the bottom of the tank. So I got so many projects here that showed up. in the last few days. I'm trying to knock a few out at the same time. We got another two, not another, the same 20331, the one I did the paint work on. I'm still letting that dry. Got a belt cover for it, and I fixed the spring on the trap door, so this is all going to go back together. This is the one where we did the cable work on it, both cables. So I've been busy with the big Z. Primer bulbs feels hard to push, like it's stiff. Maybe hasn't been touched in a long time. I don't know, I'm a little concerned. It just feels a little, something's off. I'm hearing a little bit of banging. What do we got for a plug? Oh, they've maybe changed the plug. It looks new, so that's a big concern. Why they put all this new stuff on it. I'm going to pull the plug off. It doesn't look like anything I've seen. It doesn't look like a Champion. I think it's an aftermarket Chinese plug. So I'm going to remove it just to see. Maybe we don't have spark, but I think it's going to be a fuel issue or a keyway, honestly. It just feels like something's off kilter. Uh-oh, my $20 investment may be in jeopardy. I'm so used to having success. This one may be a issue. But we had the other baby 20 with the bad engine. I had to switch out with a standby engine. Savior, that's Torch's cousin. Savior, you get these in carb kits and whatnot. So probably this is all kit stuff. Filter, plug. Did they change the carburetor? Is the carburetor new? They may have a keyway issue and they went ahead and changed out all this stuff. It looks fairly new. It's hard to tell. It's not as dirty as the surrounding area, so it may be a Harvey the homeowner's failed attempt to get this thing to run. Changed a bunch of shit on it. Let me try to pull this with one hand. I'll put the plug back in. The one good thing about it is I don't have to put a clip up on the handle. I've got this bar set up. Okay, I don't see spark. That would be a hoot. Okay, that's not, I mean, I moved it around to a couple of bare metal places and it didn't do anything, so we may not have a good plug. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna steal one out of the engine here that runs, that I know is a runner. Oh no, we're not. We're gonna use a no name. I had put this in the 2016 MTD. So this is just as bad. It's a F6TC no name. Let's just see if we got spark with this one. Well, this is leading us down a rabbit hole. Here I'm thinking fuel, 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 and it's nothing like that. Okay, so this one's not doing anything. So that leads me to believe, is this contraption pulling the wire cable back enough to start? You know what I mean? Is it still grounding out because he's got it Mickey Mouse with that bar? I just moved it like 5 millimeters here, opened it up some more. Let's see if I got spark now. No spark on this one. Holy cow. Bad coil. Okay, let's try to keep going. I don't want to have you guys hang around for nothing, but let me remove the coil, recoil real quick and look around. We may need to change the coil out, so that's hardly ever something that I have to do. Usually that's never an issue, having a bad coil. But Harvey went to great extremes to try to get this thing to run, but he was chasing the wrong rabbit down the wrong hole. New filter, new plug on it, and maybe new carburetor. You cross thread two out of three of these, they're really coming out tough. If you used an impact on these, he might have really torqued the living shit out of them. Maybe cross threaded, coming out way too hard. Okay, they're slowly coming out. They're not just freewheeling. This is my last look of the day, so most of the stuff I don't have nearby. I'd have to track down another coil. It'd be really odd if right out of the factory plug didn't work and their plug was no good. We got coil problem. Thought it might be as easy as the cable here not pulling tight enough. Oh wow, it's really pulling it back. It's like an inch away from the dead grounding wire. Put my thumb over the hole or my finger and see if it's got compression. Oh yeah, it's got compression. Is there any bare spot on the wire grounding out against the tin? Looks like the gap here is kind of wide, but it should make a difference. This is a 1/4 inch. I'm going to remove this, sand the bottom, see if we make sure we got a good connection down there. And then I'll just take a piece of cardboard and use that as my gapper. Luckily, we're not in the direct sun and I can still proceed with this without getting burnt to a crisp. Okay, I'm going to grab some sandpaper and get ready. Get ready, Freddy. How you guys doing? Picking up a lot of junk machines, stocking up for the season. I think I've got 18 sold at last check. Okay, this one's acting funny. I'm going to try to tighten it up. This one here loosened up. I just feel like I'm twisting metal and not the whole thing. Oh, good, it broke loose. I've broken these off before. So to prevent that, try to torque it tight a little bit to break that resistance and then start backing it off. I don't even have my impact out here. I already put that away. So this is going to be really shade tree stuff. I would say the carb looks a little newer. It doesn't seem to be as much dirt buildup on that than the rest of the machine. So this thing's been down the You Fix It road a couple of times. When you're doing coil work, you want to make sure your surface here is clear of any rust. You want to take a sandpaper, brush that down. And we got a little bit of buildup here. And it's making connection there. So that could or could not be the issue. We're going to find out. I'm going to clean this up real quick and put it back. If it's not it, I'm going to change out the coil at a later date. I got to track down another used coil for this. Okay, just use a piece of cardboard. The piece of cardboard I used it to mix up some JB weld, but I got something that I'm confident will work. Got a test light piece of cardboard here. Okay, might as well unplug the kill wire and get it up here where I can work on it. Just take rough sandpaper, get rid of that snot. Just a little pass where it bolts to the coil, little pass there. Seems to be rusty. I think this thing was outside. I see a rust hole. It's forming on this side. This thing was kept outside. I'll try to go as quick as I can. Your time is valuable. Just curious to see what the issue is. Normally I try to deal with these surprises when I have you along, try to snatch something off another machine or just wing it. Okay, I'll use this piece of cardboard, stick it in there, grab the two bolts, put those back in. What do you think? You guys think it's the coil? And it's a self-contained unit, either works or it don't. I'm just doing the basics here, making sure I've got good contacts. Okay, that's about what it was before, or maybe a little closer. This might have been a little closer than what it was set at. Okay, I'm going to put a little oil on those 3 recoil threads and then put this thing back together. So heck of a day for mowers today. Since I got it off, I'm just going to squirt some oil on the recoil pawls. This thing is going to be probably taken apart anyway and cleaned up. I'll check the head bolts, do some spray painting, so this is going to be taken apart again. If not, to change out the recoil. Okay, got my plug wire where I want it. Easy access. I'll take my turf feuder stuff and the AB compound and fill that in. Or Marine Tex would work. That's another good one. Marine Tex, the gasoline doesn't penetrate it. Slow going with this little 1/4-inch drive. And it's acting tight, like it's cross-threaded. Won't be able to do that too many more times before I have no action. Okay. Let's see, what do you want to use? The new plug that I just took out of the box. Okay, let's go. We should be all ready to try it. Doesn't look like I'm getting anything. No. Let me sand a little bit of the valve cover so there's no mistaking it. Okay, I got bare metal. That's what our issue is, no spark. So at least we narrowed it down. The end cap here for the wire is nice and shiny. There's no rust up in here under the boot. So sorry guys, wasn't carburation. This one fooled. This one fooled us. Fooled us to the beginning. Excuse me. No spark. And I could have swore it would have been Harvey, the homeowner's Mickey Mouse here, but he's got this cable rigged so tight. You got that much of a gap between the linkages, so this thing isn't grounding out with his Mickey Mouse apparatus. This thing's working good, but I can't sell this to Henrietta, the homeowner, because this isn't safe. If you've got to stop it fast, you got to fiddle with this thing, bring this thing down, and this thing springs back and hits you in the privates, so that's not cool. Glad I wasn't standing back there. That would have been a tragic event. So we'll do another one on this. I'll tear it down, grab a secondary coil, and mess with it. You know what? I'm just looking at this engine I've been taking parts off, the one with the connecting rod through the block. What do you say we just keep plowing? Raise your hand if you want me to plow. Okay. We've come this far. We're going to snatch it up. It's not going to take much because everything here is loose as a goose, or accessible. Let me just run some sandpaper while we got it tied down. Good time to run the sandpaper. Okay, so it's going to be yay or nay here in about 5 minutes. What do you say? It's going to work or it ain't? Actually, I think I used the flywheel from this one on that 2016 MTD engine that I just put together, because the one on that machine had a big fin missing and a hole in the flywheel. Okay, so let's do this in reverse order. I'm going to take off the recoil again. To heck with this, I'm going to grab my impact. It's just 10 steps away. We're not going to fiddle. No fiddling. Let's just blast this out like the space shuttle. Okay. put that one aside. If this other one works, we throw that one in the scrappers pile. I'm going to brush some sandpaper over the bottom here just to give me a clean surface. Just a couple of passes. And then on top, it's probably good enough, but I just want to make sure. Do I see anything on the flywheel itself? I got to use my guillotine here. Bring this back down. Zippy tie it shut. Remind me not to stand directly behind that piece of metal. Okay, not bad. I've seen more build up before on others. But why not eliminate all the possibilities? Okay. Now we're cooking with fire. Let me just take this wire and just kind of look at it, make sure it's not grounding out. Make sure the plastic hasn't worn out where it's grounding against the block. Looks good to me. Sometimes these grounding wires rub up against the tin. The engine vibration can create a bare spot. And then you're pulling on it and the damn thing won't start. You try everything under the sun and your wire's grounding out all the time. Okay, let me see here. This one acts like it's going in wrong. I'm going to do that one by hand. Okay. Sorry guys, it's a lagathon, but we're gonna find out here. Just get it snug. And put a little oil on the tips of these bolts. Okay, back them off half a turn. Get my cardboard back in the shape. Nice day today. Had a lot of fun working on this junk. Recoil time. And then we'll check the plug, ground it out like before. If it's not that, then I don't know what it is. Keyway's way off, but it's not pulling my shoulder out of its socket, so I really think it's leading me to believe it's the coil. That one was tight. Okay, so we got the guillotine in place for the wire. Where's my no name Frank 6 Tango Charlie? It's right here. Grounded on the overhead valve. Did I see spark or no? Yeah. Holy cow, I finally saw a spark.